is going on, guys? I am the FD Guru, bringing to you guys another episode of my fantasy sports podcast. Tonight we only have 5 games on the MLB slate for the main slate, and they're pretty good slate. There's some good teams to stack, and the pitching's a little tough. You only got Garrett Cole as the stud tonight, and he's pitching in a tough Texas Arlington ballpark, and it's hot there. It's never a good pitcher's environment. 11,800 is a really hefty price to pay up for Cole, even though he has been fantastic all year long. So if you can spend up for him, do it. There's not many other good pitchers. You could also look towards Mike Leake. He's got a pretty good matchup against the Rays in Tampa, a good pitcher's ballpark. And Leake has been really finding a great rhythm as of late. He does have a 4.7 ERA, but in his last 3 starts, he's pitched very well. Only 4 total earned given up in those 3 starts. And he had 8 strikeouts last time against the Rays, so maybe he can keep it going again today. He's seeing the same team back-to-back starts. Not a bad play at 7,600. Interesting there. But for bats, there is a lot of good valued bats out there tonight. One guy you got to pick is JD Martinez. He's a guy that just has an awesome matchup tonight against Matthew Boyd. This Red Sox team is projected to score the most runs tonight. I had him last night, and he kind of screwed me over. He only went 1 for 4 with a single, and that single was high off the green monster. Would have been a home run anywhere else. It was an absolute laser. But on the scorecard, he only has 3 points off of that. I expect him to do a lot better tonight. I expect him to go deep. It's pretty good weather for hitters. Fenway's a great hitter's park, of course. JD's a great play. You should probably get him in your cash lineups for the lefty-righty matchup. Another sock you should be looking at is Eduardo Nunez. 3,100 is a great price for him, batting 5th on this Red Sox team. He's batting a pretty respectable 260 so far this year. Expect him to get up with guys on base, batting 5th. Red Sox shouldn't have an issue getting on base tonight against Boyd. He should find himself in a couple of good spots tonight in the middle of that lineup. The Blue Jays are also a great team to stack tonight against Hess on the Orioles. My favorite play on the Blue Jays is Curtis Granderson at 2,500, leading off. This price is just way too cheap for him. Whenever Granderson has that lefty-righty matchup and he's leading off against a pretty bad pitcher in Toronto, it's just a really good spot for him. Toronto's a great hitter's ballpark, and 2,500 is a really cheap price for a guy leading off against a pretty bad pitcher. Granderson is a great play, and you could also look towards Justin Smoke at only 3,400 batting cleanup. Smoke, he has a pretty good display of power. He isn't really matching his numbers from last year so far, but I expect him to turn up the heat a little bit. 250 is a pretty good average. I expect the home runs to go up just a little bit. Maybe even a home run tonight. Pretty good spot to do so. He has a lot of power from both sides of the plate. I don't mind him at 3,400 at all. One last guy I want you guys to just keep an eye on is Sam Travis. Actually, I like Sam Travis. I actually have one other guy I'm going to tell you to pick. But Travis is a pretty good pick. He's only in there because he's hitting against the lefty. He was pretty low owned. I picked him yesterday at minimum price. He had an RBI single, so he did what he needed to do. I expect him to do the same tonight. 6 or more fantasy points out of him. He should get at least 1 hit against Boyd. And on the other side of things, leading off, I do like Jacoby Jones. He's got that lefty-righty matchup, too, against the recent call-up for the Red Sox, Jalen Beeks. Jones at minimum salary batting leadoff is just an automatic punt play, cash game play tonight. It really makes no sense to not pick him. He saves you a lot of salary, and he should get 4, maybe even 5 at-bats tonight. He had a good game last game. He had a triple, 2 hits, 18 points. He's coming into this game with a little bit of confidence. I don't mind him at 2,000. He's not a great player, but leading off, like I said, not in a bad spot. But that's going to do it, guys. If you haven't been a part of my main slate picks, especially the cash picks, you should definitely get a part of it. The early only had a couple of tough breaks today. But the main slate picks have been awesome as of late. 6 out of the last 7 nights I have cashed in double ups on the cash picks. So just visit my website, fd-guru.com, and make sure you get on those for tonight. Till next time, I'm the FD Guru, and I am signing off.